The difference between the energy that you have when thyroid hormone levels are low and the energy that you have when thyroid hormone levels are high are significant. So somebody recently asked me on a live stream, what is the most underrated supplement that I can think of, or that I take or don't take, or that I think people should take? And frankly, B vitamins are one of the most underrated. Like a B complex that is also multi-mineral is one of the most underrated supplements you could ever take. However, if I really were to isolate a supplement that is one of the most underrated compounds that you could take for energy and for brain performance, it would be selenium. Look, aside from testosterone and aside from neurotransmitters, one of the main regulators of your energy and therefore your brain performance, but other things too, your libido, your erection quality, how quickly you climax, is thyroid hormone output, and specifically conversion from T4 to T3. Look, there are no shortage of posts like this. Selenium clears brain fog, and why? Now, this is a person with suboptimal thyroid function, which, by the way, as we're going to find out in studies, is a good degree of America. I even have, when I got with my first TRT clinic and we ran labs on everything, suboptimal thyroid hormone output. And I fixed it. And one of the major contributors to me fixing it and now having very optimal levels of thyroid hormone output is selenium. And I gotta tell you, God damn it, it makes a world of difference. All right, what supports this broadcast before you get into the video are a couple epic nootropic products. Look, if you go to the courses tab on top, there are 5 or 6 different options. The first one is Nootropics Mastery. It's a video course teaching you everything you need to know about high-level stacks regarding nootropics. And secondly, Supercharged Dopamine. These are both video courses. Right now, they're 20% off. Code for that is 20 now. Importantly, the Cortex Nootropic Stack is buy one, get one free right now. We do those like twice a year, guys. Okay, so this is absolute crazy opportunity for you to do. I just love how you pick the parts. It picks the perfect. Actually, it's on a timer of a couple seconds, and that's when it pops up. Cortex Stack BOGO right now. Code for that is cortexbogo. You literally get a bottle free per what you buy. Or so if you buy 6, you get 6 free. Codes are in the description of the video. Lastly, if you need help with TRT protocol optimization, with sexual dysfunction, with erectile dysfunction, with nootropic regimen formulation, a host of other things, you can hire me in under a minute at livecortex.com. There are various options from email consultations to phone calls to bigger, larger packages. So what I'm going to try to convince you of in this video is that selenium is one of the most underrated supplements that you can take. Now look, selenium in conjunction with iodine basically help you to build more thyroid hormones. So we'll get into how iodine plays into this, but the primary focus is on the energy producing powers of selenium. When I did the initial labs for the first TRT clinic, which is a company called Male Excel that I went to and was with for about a year or so, I've since changed to Defy Medical. We ran labs for basically everything, including thyroid hormone output labs. And my free T3 was 2.7. Okay, that's on a scale of 2.4 to I believe 4.4 or 4.7, something to this effect. So I'm as you know, like if you're 32 nanograms per deciliter or nanograms per milliliter, I forget the vitamin D measurement, like you're deficient, like because the low end of the threshold is like 30. Same thing with testosterone. You're sitting at 297, 310 nanograms per deciliter total testosterone. Yeah, you're basically deficient. I mean, you might be 20 nanograms per deciliter away. You're right there. You're deficient. So me being at 2.7, I'm basically right there at the bottom end of the reference range. Now, of course, the clinic wanted to sell me thyroid medication to take, and that's thyroid replacement, which you would be on, for the foreseeable future. Thereafter, most people don't go on it and then go off of it. And that wasn't something that I wanted to do. So instead, in addition to taking iodine, because that's critically important for thyroid hormone synthesis as well, I started taking selenium. And interestingly, I was the guy that look, it would have been cold outside, but if it's cold outside, I was colder. I'm colder than other people. There's certain people can tolerate cold more. You have people where like their feet are cold or their hands are cold sort of all the time. People make a joke out of it. They're like, I'm cold all the time, right? I'm the guy that's cold all the time, or I'm the girl that's cold all the time. I'm sure you guys have seen that. And that was me. I was cold a good degree of the time in the cold and sometimes when it wasn't cold. Obviously, if you guys know, and if you didn't know, the thyroid gland and the ensuing hormones largely controls body temperature. But importantly, after taking selenium, and I still take it every day and get just about the RDA, my energy improved, my libido improved, my sexual sensitivity improved, my erection quality improved. It's like so many things go into all of that. And like you modify this positively, you get a marginal increase, you get a marginal improvement. I stopped being cold when I shouldn't have been cold, or just reacting negatively to cold in a way which makes me colder. And my energy right? And my brain performance was substantially better. All right, so if anything in this video, I want to get you to just consider that thyroid hormones may not be optimal, okay? Even if they're on the lower end of the reference range, but they're still in the reference range, you might actually have subclinical hypothyroidism. I'm going to take us to a paper that is titled Selenium, an element of life essential for thyroid function, where in section 4, selenium and thyroid hormone deiodinases, they go, the thyroid is the organ with the highest content of selenium per tissue unit, and it accumulates in the selenoproteins. The thyroid gland has literally more selenium per gram than anywhere in your body, any organ in your body, any tissues in your body. The thyroid gland is where you have the most selenium, right? It is critically necessary for that gland and that organ to function correctly. And there is a particularly sinister condition that I guarantee a lot of people are walking around with and have no idea that they have, but are wondering why they're cold all the time, or their energy sucks, or the libido sucks, or whatever, which kind of falls under the category of autoimmune thyroiditis, and that is Hashimoto's disease. Hashimoto's, I'm sure you guys have heard of that. And these diseases are characterized by, literally, to put it simply, your immune system attacking your thyroid gland, right? Because there's toxins and there's buildup from the environment and things that you're consuming that ultimately collect there, and the immune system's job is to get rid of those things. But in the end, it ends up destroying tissue, of a major energy regulating gland, which is not good. As a result of that, among other things, you don't have to have Hashimoto's thyroiditis in order to have a low thyroid hormone output, but in a variety of different causes, you end up having lower thyroid hormone output. I can't tell you, I'm not sure if I'm making the point. The difference between the energy that you have when thyroid hormone levels are low and the energy that you have when thyroid hormone levels are high are significant. Like, you will be a different person if you're deficient or close to deficient, and then you start working on it by taking selenium and hopefully iodine as well. Your levels get to reasonable numbers. Your free T3 gets to a reasonable range. Like, your life's gonna change. Let's go to Reddit, all right? On a post in the hypothyroidism subreddit titled "Selenium Clears Brain Fog and Fatigue. Why?" This guy goes, selenium 300 micrograms seems to help my brain fog and fatigue when cycled every few weeks. Now, this person is hypothyroid, okay? So they've got low output of the thyroid hormones. I'm trying to understand why selenium helps my fatigue despite not being deficient. In fact, I had normal levels before starting it earlier this year, and my levels are above normal now. And, somebody in the comment section, Mommy2B 2019, aw, she's a mom now. Hope you're doing well, Mom. Says, look, my endocrinologist is actually one of the best in the country, and he did the study on selenium. Interesting. Which study on selenium? He recommends daily vitamin D and selenium for hypothyroidism. It helps convert T4 to T3 and has other great benefits. So this person pretty much nailed it, mummy to be, and the conversion of T4 to what is essentially your active thyroid hormone, which is T3. Just for some more social validation, this is a post in the supplements subreddit titled, "Damn, selenium might be the most underrated mineral for mental health." And this is critically important. Look, guys, if you're walking around functioning at suboptimal levels, there is a reason, and it may not necessarily be the things that you're doing. Obviously, if you drink booze every night, or if you're doing something else to your body, your test is low, all these things are going to cause mental performance issues, as well as going to negatively affect your mental state. You're talking about being in depression, having anxiety, being negative all the time, all these kinds of things. This guy goes, completely destroyed my anxiety and depression. Here's another weird one, which actually does make sense. Sleepiness from caffeine, fixed by selenium. What are your thoughts? My thoughts on that matter simply would be, excessive caffeine may put you in a state where you're pumping out excessive levels of particularly fight or flight neurotransmitters, the catecholamines, but potentially some, extra thyroid hormone. And that may be inhibiting thyroid hormone output or depleting it to some capacity. So taking selenium, which is known to help you synthesize thyroid hormones, would obviously fix that issue. Now, here's a person that was on levothyroxine. Okay, that is a thyroid medication that, you're prescribed when you've got thyroid disorders or you're not making enough thyroid hormones, that started taking selenium, and it made a critically significant difference. 50 micrograms every day. That's a pretty good dose. You don't want to take too much selenium, and you don't want to have too little selenium in your system. But like a person that's taking thyroid medication prescribed from the medical establishment for hypothyroidism and not getting pronounced effects takes selenium, and suddenly they feel great. Let's talk about dosing, okay? So right off the bat, when I was trying to get my free T3 up, I was doubling the RDA. So the RDA for a male between 19 and 50 years old is 55 micrograms. So I was taking 110 micrograms, double the RDA, when I was trying to get my numbers up. Once I had reached a homeostasis where I actually physically felt better noticeably, and the numbers were where I wanted them to be and looked really good, then I dialed it back to a mere 55 micrograms per day, which I still take. So that would be my suggestion, right? I mean, you know, if your thyroid hormone numbers are low, you probably want to double the dose, double the RDA for 6 months, possibly even a year. It depends on where your numbers go. There are a lot of reports of people that have thyroid issues and thus, of course, again, energy issues, libido issues, erection issues, like well-being issues, temperature control issues that start taking selenium and start feeling better in weeks, but ultimately like a month, 2 months, 3 months. So like, dude, like my life has changed. I feel like my old self again. My hair stopped falling out. My skin's not dry anymore. I feel amazing. Look, so much of this channel is focused on optimization for male performance. And obviously some of the stuff we talk about can help females as well. So you girls out there, I hope you're getting value from the channel. And, you know, the major point I want to get across is, yes, selenium is a massively underrated supplement for libido, for sensation. In fact, decreased thyroid hormone output is associated with, very clearly in the scientific literature, with delayed ejaculation. And increases or overloads of thyroid hormone output, otherwise known as hyperthyroidism, is very closely tied to premature ejaculation. So just something to consider for those of you that, and one of the major drivers of those states is sensation, right? Genital sensation. So, I mean, you know, those of you on TRT that are lacking sensation, yes, estradiol is involved in that. So is prolactin if it's out of range. You want to look at thyroid hormones as well. Critically, for energy, massively underrated supplement selenium is, but also it is imperative for you to understand what contributes to your daily energy. Testosterone is a significant contributor to that. How you can, you know, consume food and what you consume in what quantities, your micronutrient profile, whether or not you drink alcohol, how much you sleep, all of these things considerably influence how you feel throughout the course of a day. But to leave out the thyroid gland, the most critical energy producing hormone in your body, right, that regulates body temperature and all these other positive things, is crazy. The human body is exceptionally intelligent at taking what it knows it needs to build something, to build proper hormones or proper neurotransmitters, and then subsequently building those chemicals. If you're feeling sluggish, your energy's not right, your hair's falling out especially, right? Libido erections are kind of meh even if you're on TRT. Your body temperature isn't up to par. You're one of those people that just gets cold all the time. You want to look at thyroid hormones. And again, even if you're on the low end of the reference range but still in range, you might actually have subclinical hypothyroidism. The stats on deficiency of selenium are astronomical, okay, in the scientific literature. Look into it, get your levels tested. If you need extra energy, try experimenting with selenium. It is one of the most underrated supplements that you could take. All right, guys, look, I'm already here in busy season, but I'm not fully booked, but there are points at which I am fully booked. So if you need to book me for coaching, whether it's TRT protocol optimization, nootropic regimen formulation, energy optimization, sexual dysfunction, host of other things, you got to hire me as soon as you can. You can hire me in under a minute at livecortex.com. I got a lot of different specialties, and you can find them on the website. Quickly though, Cortex Stack right now is buy one, get one free. It is literally BOGO on the Cortex Stack. I mean, this is high level focus, guys. This is clean stimulant flow. It's my 16 years of nootropics research, experimentation, working with clients, and reading papers at 2 a.m. when I'm supposed to be sleeping, put into a nootropic stack of synergistic ingredients that turn on a variety of different neurotransmitters, have a potent anti-inflammatory effect in neurological tissue, and very rapidly, I must say, turn on brain performance. Cortex BOGO is the code. Okay, you enter that at checkout after you add a bottle to your cart. And right now, the Cortex Stack is buy one, get one free. And our website is riddled with useful information and products. If you go to the guides section in the menu, there are a bunch of downloadable books. And if you go to the courses section in the menu, there are literally 6 information-dense video courses of yours truly on a variety of different topics. You can get all that stuff at livecortex.com. Look, it has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend, you know, and you're having a good week. So much more to come. Look forward to a live stream coming probably later this week. Make sure you are subbed to the channel. If you're new, hey, look, if you liked anything we said, just sub to the channel. Guys that come to the channel consistently, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. It makes a huge difference. Dislike it if you disliked it. Thanks. That's fine. That's fine, pal. Otherwise, rock on, and I'll talk to you in the next one.